So I wrote this like last year, end of last year sometime, because I had this plan, like this mind-blowing plan, to just firstly just post a status of what I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna say it now because like you need to first like hear. But like to post a status about this, and then I was like, you know what, do a video because no one has seen a video, no one's done a video. Like I've actually checked the what are they called, the hashtags and things, and there's no video. And I was like, why? So I was like, you know, let's do a video. You know, just be like comfortable, do a video. So I wrote this like a while ago, and it's called Hope in My Veins. If you take the first letters of those, I'm pretty sure you can pick up, but like,
5 years ago, my life changed completely. At that moment, I would have said it changed for the worse. But knowing what I know now, and having gone through what I did, I believe it changed for the better. You see, 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with HIV, hope in my veins, or as you know it, human immunodeficiency virus. For those that don't know what HIV is, it is a virus that attacks cells in the immune system, which is the body's natural defense against illness. The virus destroys the white blood cells in the immune system called T helper cells, also known as CD4 cells, and makes copies of itself inside these cells. As the HIV virus destroys more CD4 cells and makes more copies of itself, the infected person's immune system gradually weakens. What this means is that someone who has HIV will find it harder and harder to fight off infectious diseases unless they take the antiretroviral treatment. I remember the day I found out that I was HIV positive as though it were yesterday. The test was done a month prior, but I was not made aware of what the results were until the day I was hospitalized. As a 17-year-old high school student, I truly believed that my life was over. Oh, how wrong I was, for this was just the beginning of a lifelong journey. Growing up, I didn't give much thought to what HIV/AIDS was because I wasn't infected with it and didn't know anybody that was infected with it. I turned a blind eye because in my mind, it didn't affect me. I always believed that I'd be able to tell who had the virus based on how someone looked. So, if you were sickly looking with lots of sores in your body, my mind automatically concluded that you either had the HIV virus or you had AIDS. With this mindset came the stigma that I had to stay as far away as possible from someone infected, as I would not put myself at risk of contracting the virus. Times have clearly changed from then to now. I am no longer the naive, ignorant little girl I was back then. You see, once you experience firsthand something as life-changing as this, you come to realize that all the things you once deemed important are merely specks in the grand scheme of life. In the blink of an eye, I became the very being that I had tried to stay away from all those years. I was now the untouchable, the sick girl with the taboo virus that everybody knew of, but nobody spoke about. I now had to watch what I said for fear of the judgment I would receive. And judgment there was. I was now treated like a sick patient, someone who was incapable of doing things for herself, someone who was weak. I may be a lot of things, but I'm not weak. Living with HIV has taught me so many things about the world, people, and about myself. I no longer cower in fear of what others might think of me. I embrace the fact that I am a young woman living with HIV. There's a certain type of freedom that comes from wholeheartedly loving who God made you to be. I admit, there are days where I question everything. Days where I wonder what life would be like if I had not been diagnosed with the virus. Days where I do not love myself. But even with these bad days, because that's all they are, I don't let them hold me back and stop me from stepping out into the world and living life to the fullest. Because if you stop, even for a second, and focus only on the bad, you'll miss out on the blessings that are coming your way. I'm Melissa, and I have hope in my veins.